gets his own camera.
Oh, just for me.
We have been having anywhere from 150 to over 200 views.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which isn't too bad.
No.
I mean, it's not, it's not like some podcasters that have millions or so.
Well, you get some of the celebrity stuff and it almost draws. Because I listen to a lot of I love racing. So I get to listen to a lot of the Dale Jr. stuff.
Okay,
He's got millions and millions and millions,
Yeah.
But that, just his name alone draws, starts at 1 million. Just on his name.
Yeah, if you put that in the tagline or whatever it is, you're gonna get lots of different things. I actually went to, Alan from the baseball team. We went to see him. His dad runs a farm, 310 acres.
Okay.
And we camped and went fishing on a river that they live right next to. And his younger brother does stock car racing.
Down by Darlington?
In Iowa.
Okay.
And so we
over by Decorah, I think, northwest Iowa. Yeah.
And so we went to that, Drew and I, and that was pretty wild. I mean, it was exciting. I've seen some racing on TV, and I'm not that interested in it. I believe it's a sport because of the endurance and reflexes, all the stuff you have to have. But boy, I tell you, I felt like I was racing for that first race that I saw his brother. I was just, you're into it. It's
a lot more exciting when you know somebody in there.
Yeah.
If you're just sit down and watch a race, you don't really have anybody to root for. You don't have any storylines. It's like your football, basically. It doesn't matter. There's storylines behind everything. Home talent baseball, right? Mm-hmm. We love home talent baseball. A lot more interesting when I know who's there. You've got connection of some sort, or that makes it a lot more exciting. That's what I guess draws me to that part of it. Is I know a lot of people around the country that do it. That I've raced with guys that race professionally now. So it's kind of cool.
Racing.
I didn't race myself, mechanic wise.
Oh, okay.
So actually, a guy, Travis Quapple, he's retired now, but his son just won a big race down in North Carolina this week. We raced with him, and he was one of them kind of guys. If you were having an issue with something, you go over and talk to Travis. Oh, here, didn't Travis try this spring? Try this. That's the kind of the community. That's what's really cool about that. And then, funny story, it was the COVID era, and we were in Waterloo doing Emma was playing a basketball game, and they had the new school built, and I come walking out of the gymnasium to go to the concession stand, and there's a whole, I don't know, must have been 25 people from Waterloo standing there, and walking away, I get about halfway to the concession stand, hey, Ripper. What? Because that's more of a, I turn around, and it was, I'm on the spot. Greg Ebert. So Greg Ebert, he was a mechanic up here. We raced against it with him, however you want to say it. But he actually went down south, and he was a car chief, which is basically the head shop mechanic for Richard Childress Racing, who Dale Earnhardt used to drive for. Mm-hmm. And then basically it's a very taxing, 7 days a week, 365. So the family life really suffers, quote unquote, They understand that that's their life. But so he's about my age, and he finally said, you know what, I've had enough. They actually won the last race that he car chiefed, and he went home.
Wow.
So it's kind of a neat story with him too.
Those guys that do the mechanics on like those races, you'll watch them, especially the Indy. Yeah. When they pop off there and they got to get the tires off. Talk about athletic.
Most of those guys are ex-college football players.
Oh, really?
That's it used amazing. To be just, whatever hillbillies like we are around here. Any of us yahoos that would want to help will help. Yeah. But now it's become such a time sensitive. I mean, every tenth of a second matters. And they've actually and a lot of the big outfits have a training facility, physical training facility, just for their pit crews.
Wow.
And it's insane.
I would never guess that.
They are actually serious athletes. It's not.
Yeah, exactly.
It's on hand-eye coordination. Think about it. Hitting a round ball with a round ball with a round bat is tough. Yeah. That hand-eye coordination. Now hitting them. Oops, sorry, I'm banging things.
You're okay.
Hitting lug nuts and things like that in a high-pressure situation with cars buzzing past you. Take some concentration, man.
Yeah. Tires flying around. If you don't do what you're supposed to, I'm sure there's
cool stuff.
Consequences to that.
Well, maybe what we do is just welcome people into our already started conversation.
We've already started.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah. No, that's fine.
So what we've got here is we've got Ryan VanRiper, Ripper, as we like to call him. That's his nickname here. That's how everybody knows him here. And he is a small business owner.
Yep.
Ryan, would you tell us a little bit about what you do?
So I own RVR services, and we do basically our main function is carpet cleaning.
Okay.
We also do tile and grout cleaning. We power wash houses, parking garages, stuff like that as well. Do some upholstery cleaning. So basically, in a nutshell, it's a cleaning service. And our lion's share of our work comes with carpet, and that's kind of a commonality with this profession. But there are other branches of it that we do. Some of it, I get a lot of people ask about duct cleaning, and we don't do duct cleaning, but we do have, we also network with people, so we refer, right? I've got a lot of people I refer out for the duct cleaning or the house cleaning, like janitorial housekeeping type cleaning or different things like that, or plumbers, electricians, so it's kind of a neat network there, and then we work back and forth with each other. So, so that's basically, been doing it about almost 10 years now and kind of enjoy it. But
you've well, let me ask you a follow-up question about that. Do you kind of work in a radius? I mean, you guys don't like go to North Carolina or Texas. You just do it in a day type trip situation.
Usually, efficiency-wise and cost-wise, I like to keep it within a half hour, 45 minutes. Out here where we live, a half hour, 45 minutes is quite a ways. You talk to some people that live in like Indianapolis. A half an hour in Indianapolis is like driving to Black Earth.
Yeah, right.
Sure, because of the traffic.
It's, they go by miles, we go by minutes when we get out in the sticks. So, I get out, Dodgeville, Lone Rock is usually like the western front. And then I'll get to Madison, not a lot in Madison, a lot of the west side stuff. Do have some customers there, Mount Horeb, New Glarus, Baraboo, once in a while to the Dells. So that kind of radius there. So it's about 40, 45 minutes is about my max.
We have we're small business owners. I am. Hudson has his own business. We have another business, and you are too. And just this last summer, you and I were talking, and it's just kind of funny how you're doing something totally different than I am. Sure. And yet you're a small business owner, and there were some things that you were telling me that I could relate to. And, you're kind of, I mean, I don't know, do you have like an assistant that takes care of scheduling and stuff like that, or do you just kind of triage things as they come in?
Kind of do it all. Kind of do it on my own, but the beauty is with my wife, she's very detail oriented, which I am not. When it comes to the book work and stuff, I'm like, it's close enough, Or what's terrible with me, and I'm terrible with billing, right? She's like, if it's late, if it hits 30 days, I know them guys, they'll pay. I might have been born 50 years too late because back in the day, nowadays, if it's not right on time, we're up, emails and phone calls and text messages, and so it's nice on that side because she takes care of that, like the sales tax stuff, which I know I could do. But she's like, I'll just take it to work and do it on my break. It's no big, she enjoys that
that's nice.
Clerical side of it. So I'm very fortunate with that. She's been amazing. But help wise, I got the kids in the summertime, my kids. But I try to schedule myself nowadays to what I know I can comfortably do in a day without, killing yourself. And there are long days. There's days you get, overbook. But for the most part, I try to, I've done it long enough where I know what it should take time-wise and energy-wise and say, this is where I want to be. I don't need to be a bazillionaire at this,
Are you the only person who works for your business? Or do you have other people that you employ that do the same thing that you do?
No, I'm the owner-operator and the janitor and everything else, but I do have a good friend of mine who also owns a carpet cleaning business. He's actually from the area, but he lives down between Mount Horeb and New Glarus now. There's all kinds of different Facebook groups, and we're in a carpet cleaning group. And he's a young guy. He's probably about your age, Huddy. And he had carpal tunnel surgery at early 20s.
Wow.
He had some issues, and he had said something, and, being local, I didn't know him, but local is, if you need anything, let me know. So we actually met up one morning for breakfast up in Mount Horeb, and we've been great friends ever since. When we get a big job where it's going to take more equipment or more people or whatever, him and I usually, and he's the same boat I am. He's the only guy.
Nice.
So we help each other out here and there on some of the bigger stuff, and so it's nice to make those connections. So You don't necessarily need to keep someone on payroll either, because that gets hectic and headachy too, because I always feel obligated to make sure your bills are paid if you're working for me. So I got to make sure I have enough work to keep you busy.
Sure.
You know, so that was one of my biggest stressors when I had employees was, you know, everybody looks at all the other stuff, but my biggest concern is your people, right? If your people aren't happy or making any money, they're going to go elsewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you were one of the things that you have a tendency to think about as a small business owner is getting bigger. Mm-hmm. And you talked with me about that, and you just kind of made a decision. I'm not going to get 3 trucks and 12 employees. And that was a decision you made. Are you as busy as you want to be? Or do we need to say, hey, Ryan, you know, he'll come and do because we can do that with this podcast, but we don't want to overwhelm you. Not that we have tens of thousands of people watching where all of a sudden you're just going to have to hire a whole bunch of people. But I mean, you're open to taking new clients on all the time? Okay.
Absolutely. And
so you do carpet cleaning, you name them again.
Tile and grout.
Tile and grout cleaning.
Yep.
Okay.
Upholstery cleaning.
Cleaning. Yeah.
Stuff.
Curtains too and stuff, or
I
not?
don't do curtains.
Okay, so just furniture type.
Yeah, basically
things.
furniture.
Okay.
And then exterior wise, we'll do like washing houses.
Got it.
We do we do a soft wash technique, which isn't high pressure. Mm-hmm. Decks, driveways,
nice,
things like that.
Yeah.
And then on the commercial side of it, we'll do like exteriors of buildings, parking garages, things like that. And that, I don't do as much of the big commercial washing anymore because it does take extra manpower. Mm-hmm. Not that you couldn't do it by yourself, but sometimes it gets a little bit much to try to get anything done.
Yeah.
So, but I won't turn it down. At least I'll go look at it. And if it's something I can't do, I'll say, look, Todd, it's, you know, that's more than what we can handle.
Yeah. So we can put his.
Yeah. Where can people find you? Do you have a Facebook page?
Yep.
Do you have a website?
Yep, we got rvrservices.com.
Okay.
Or RVR.
There's the phone number too.
Yeah, RVR. I can't remember my own website. Yeah.
608-516-4699.
Yep. And then you can find us under RVR Services on Facebook.
Okay.
For our Facebook page. I'm not real active on that stuff. Honestly, and back to I don't like sitting at a desk thing.
Mm-hmm,
That's
sure.
my biggest problem is I don't think I've touched my website in years, but it does have on the contact page. I do have a setup where, you know, you're looking for an estimate on carpet cleaning. You can click that, and then so I get a lot of emails.
Okay, so email and phone call would probably be the best way to get a hold of you.
Yep.
Okay,
and you know, that's usually the best way. You know, I kind of implemented something about a year ago. I don't answer my phone when I'm during the working part of the day, and my message actually says, leave a message. I will call you back after 3:00, because too many times I was driving down the road and someone calls like, yeah, no problem. Yep, I can do that on the 5th. Yeah, like I can look at my schedule on my phone as I'm driving, which doesn't sound very safe.
Yeah.
As long as the law's not watching. And then lo and behold, here comes the 7th, and I get a phone call. You still coming today? You know, and
oh no,
you know, not obviously nothing intentional, but you get going, and that might have happened at 9 a.m, and you know how your day takes you. All of a sudden, you get done and completely space it. So, to alleviate that problem, I don't call you back unless I'm sitting at the desk, so I can schedule you. I can get all your numbers you need, and also give you the attention you deserve. Right. Mm-hmm. You know, if I'm driving down the road trying to find a place to, you know, and I'm talking on the phone, I'm not really paying attention to what you're saying either. So I think it's more important. And very, very, very few people have had any issue with that. You know, and as long as you call them back, some people are antsy. I get it. They want to answer right now.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, probably not my customer.
Yeah.
Because that's not the people I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So,
Right. Yeah. That makes sense to me, what you're saying. Not only is it safe for you and you're not in jail and or in the hospital, but your people get the attention they deserve.
Right.
And that's the biggest part of it. So your wife's name is Carrie.
Yep.
And then you have 2 son and a daughter, right?
Yes.
And
Emily's a senior this year.
Oh, she's a senior.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm getting old.
Yeah.
And then Braden's a sophomore. So both big into their athletics.
And what do they do?
Volleyball, basketball, softball, and then Braden is football, basketball, baseball.
Nice.
So you got a football game tonight.
Yes.
Elkhorn, is it?
Elkhorn, yes.
Yeah.
At home?
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Should
That's
be good.
nice.
Well, I don't know how it'll go this year. I know last year they just pounded them.
Yeah.
So,
What position does your son play?
defensive end and tight end.
And does he get to play quite a bit?
They haven't played yet this year.
Oh, that's right.
So
They
we'll
got
find
their
out.
last game.
None of them have
canceled.
played.
Yeah, they got their last game
Yeah.
canceled. Okay.
He's only a sophomore, so I don't
Yeah.
know how much he'll play or not.
Yeah.
But might actually be honest with you, he hasn't played in the last 2 years. He didn't play his freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
8th grade was a 2020 COVID thing.
Sure.
So I believe the last time he played was 7th grade. And he's not a very aggressive, rough and tumble kind of kid.
Mhm.
He's always been more of a shy.
Mm-hmm.
He's 6'3", loves basketball. Get him in the post and he's soft. So I told him this up. My goal is for you to go just in practice and get banged around, beat up, and realize
Oh,
that
yeah.
Sure.
pain's temporary.
Yeah.
So when it comes to basketball time and you're in there fighting in the post,
You're
Be
used to
minor
it.
compared to the football.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's, it's part of growing up. You know,
Yeah.
it's that age,
Yeah.
hitting puberty, just kind of getting over the fear of everything else. And you're like, oh, never mind, it wasn't so bad.
Yeah. I didn't like hitting people. And I played 1 year and I was done. I mean, we weren't very good. All of us were on the JV team as freshmen and we were small and we played against teams like Lakeside who were all juniors basically. And it's like,
Yeah.
they're
That's
ready to
tough.
kill you and licking their chops. And you're sitting there like, I don't know if I want to tackle this guy or not. And so got a little bit better at the end, but I'm done. I'll stick to baseball and basketball.
Yeah. And it's, Emily loves her sports, right? She would play, if you guys have a pickup game up here in the driveway and she's walking by, hey, you want to play? She'll jump right in, right? She's just that competitive kind of kid. Oh, she'll fight with not fight with, but compete with anybody.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Braden's like, meh. He's just kind of a ho-hum, relaxed, doesn't get too worked up about nothing.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Although, I've had relatives and friends that were that way, and then all of a sudden a switch turned on, and it's like, get up. Demond is that way. Demond was fairly passive in high school. He was underskilled. He was immature just as a physical person, and he's becoming a terror. And he's fast. He jumps.
He's a bullet.
And it's just like, ugh. Now it's scary. And so I say, okay, go back to the way you were,
Yeah, now we don't
so
have to
maybe
worry about
someday the switch will turn on and he'll all of a sudden, be an animal, So you never know.
And I've seen it slowly turning, right? He's the most, it's funny because Carrie and I will, you guys actually don't have to talk. I could talk for the next 2 hours. I can babble on. Emily's the same way. Carrie's Braden.
Quiet, huh?
Hi, Braden. Right.
Mm-hmm.
We like, and some of the stuff actually, and I don't know if it's society today and their phones and all this stuff, but like you go to order something, like, what do you want for lunch? We stop at, say, McDonald's, cheeseburger. Like, talk to her. She's asking, not me. Like that kind of thing. Or like, we'll stop at the Shack once in a while and grab a burger.
Yeah.
Brenda that works over there, nicest lady in the world. She could chat with anybody too. What do you need, Braden? Cheeseburger. Just talk to her. She's not going to hurt you. So but he's kind of coming out of that shell finally, starting to talk a little more and be a little more confident.
Maybe you should talk to our youngest, Deshaun, because like when we go to Culver's or something, he just always orders whoever is in front of him.
Oh, really?
I'll just have the same thing he has.
Yep. Yeah. So he can
order
go to
somebody
school.
The same way, yeah.
So you got to do is figure out something he doesn't like. And order that.
Exactly, yeah. And then he'll look at you. I'm never going after you again.
So
That's
you,
fabulous.
just switching gears here just a minute. You live, I won't tell exactly where you live, but you live in Mazo, and your mother's maiden name was Ricky.
Correct.
Yeah. And so I think that it was, were there two, did she have a sister?
2 of them.
2 of them.
Yep.
I think there was, along with the Fry girls, I think
Around the corner from you guys.
I think they babysat when we first moved out on Derby Road.
Oh, really?
For us, yep.
Okay.
Because they lived in the farm where Beals live now.
Yep.
And then your grandparents, Peg and Marvin, built the house that you live in.
1992.
Right.
Yep.
1992.
1992.
Yeah. And did you get that right from them then?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Backstory on that, 92-ish, they sold the south side of the farm, which back in those days, the farm was 25 acres.
Yeah.
But they sold that to Marty and Sue. And then they built the house where I live now. And then obviously I grew up across the field, just down the street from your folks.
Yeah.
And then so what they basically plotted that hayfield off there that where I live now into sections for the family.
Mm-hmm.
And then some built, some didn't, blah, blah, blah. And then both my grandparents passed away 2008-ish. Both had cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Grandpa was sick first. And Grandma took really good care of him, which she always did. And then, so he passed away. It was obviously a sad day, but it was one of those days like, it happens. Old, he was suffering. Good for him, good for his soul, if you will. And Grandma was like, this is great. Now I don't have to take care of him. I can go and I don't have to worry about Grandpa, blah, blah. And it is no kidding. And maybe, so that was November, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
February, I'm out hunting. Get a call from my mom. Grandma's got lung cancer. Serious? So that spring, they were doing treatment and okay, we're good to go. So then that summer, we were up north ATVing, me and the wife and a few other people. I got a phone call that my Aunt Linda and Emily, my daughter, walked in and Grandma was standing in the kitchen kind of confused looking. And she boiled a pot completely dry. My grandma was one of the best cooks you ever met in your life. I mean, if it was canned, if it was cooked, awesome. Well, I had a brain tumor, so she passed away. So their anniversary of bless me, Grandma, if I'm wrong, but it is in October. Grandpa passed away in November. Grandma passed away before they missed another anniversary. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
How that works?
Yeah.
I mean, but so anyway, not to get too down on a Friday, but we had purchased the plate for the house from the family then. That's how that worked out.
I see.
So
Yeah. So you've lived there since
2008.
2008. So, okay.
Yeah.
So there's always been a family member in that home. Your Uncle Doug.
Yep.
He and I and Tracy Kresge.
Tracy up
just
on
up the road. You know Tracy?
Oh, yeah.
We spent a lot of time. They're 2 years older than I am, but I was a fairly big kid, so they would always invite me, and we'd play quarterback, receiver, defender on the front lawn there of your grandpa and grandma's house.
Sure.
And play, just the three of us.
Perfectly built boy.
Yeah. Yep. So there's a lot of. I was looking forward to hearing because sometimes when you have a different last name, you forget. Oh yeah, he's related, and like Cole.
Yep.
And
Dylan.
They're your
second cousin. Their dad is my cousin, Craig.
Oh, okay, cousin. Got it. All right.
So it'd be my mom and Craig's mom or dad were brother and sister.
Okay.
And we all still live in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of like up here, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like
everybody's related.
Yep.
Yeah, you have to be careful. I tell people when they move here or come and talk, you got to be careful who you talk about, even these days, because I'm still finding out, she was he was, oh, wow, so.
Everybody's related to Barses.
Yeah, in some way or another.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I just had one more question. How did you get into doing what you do, your services, the carpet cleaning? How did you get into that? Did you see an advertising? You're like, this radius doesn't have anything like this. I need to do this. Or how did you get into it?
I got into it by accident. So the RVR services is a surname or whatever you want to call it, because the actual registered business name is RVR Electronics Restoration. So my wife works in insurance. She is a claims adjuster. So if you have a hail damage, she's the one that approves or disapproves, whatever, So she works with a lot of different restoration companies and different people in that field. And I got to know one of the guys that ran a restoration company, and we were talking about stuff, and we actually used to have a huge 4th of July party out at the house. And he had stopped out, and he was wandering around my shop. He's like, man, you got a lot of stuff out here. He was fixing stuff. I'm like, I'm always fixing something or welding something or, building who knows what. And so he starts talking to me about this electronics restoration. And I had a regular job at the time. I'll get really back into that story, but I really am not a good employee. I love my job and I love the guys I work for. I'm still really close to the guys I used to work for. Do a lot of work for them, actually. But I like to, walk to my own drum beat, right? Or whatever, however you say that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, okay, this piques my interest. What do you got going on here? Well, what it ended up being, we went and got certified in it. So, like, if you have, say, a house fire, kitchen fire, let's put it that way, and it fills the house with smoke, well, all the stuff in here that's electronic gets infiltrated with the sun.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So what we would do is we would go in and pack everything up, haul it back to the shop, take it all apart, clean it,
Wow.
test it, store it, and then when all your restoration work in your home was done, we'd bring it back to you. Paid really well, but it was really hit or miss. So, I mean, there'd be $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 jobs, but it might be every 3 months, which isn't terrible. And then sometimes so the worst part of the year is the wintertime because everybody's inside, more lights are on, more opportunity. But the problem is it's kind of hard to solicit firework, work like that because it might turn into, you might be accused of arson, right? Jokingly, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, I had since quit my job and was doing this full time, and it was hit or miss. We were making decent money, and life was okay. And I thought there's got to be something to bridge those gaps, right? Just something to kind of help out. So I was sitting on the back porch talking to my mom and my stepdad, and my stepdad's brother had owned a carpet cleaning company. He says, well, I think his name was Jim I can't remember, but Uncle Jim had all this equipment, blah, 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 he wanted to get rid of. Or they want to get rid of it, blah, blah. He was in a nursing home at the time. His son was getting rid of it. Why don't you go take a look at it? Okay. So I went over there. It was old stuff. Like, this is probably 2015-ish, 2013, somewhere in there. And this stuff was like mid-90s equipment, right? Now, I'm very mechanically inclined. I can fix about anything. But for the right price, I'd buy it, Take a chance on anything. So I was talking to this guy's son, and I said, it was 2 vans, the equipment. It had been sitting for quite a while, so it needed a lot of maintenance, a lot of re-engineering almost. But anyway, we got to have for it. I says, $500. I said, no, for everything. I said, the vans, everything you got goes $500. Well, at the time, scrap price was high.
Yeah.
So thought, heck, if it don't work, I'll take it to the scrapyard and get my $500 back.
Yeah.
So anyway, drug it home. Started puttering with it. I didn't even know how to clean a carpet. I didn't know how to turn it on. I didn't know anything. Thought, all right, well, this John Don out of Illinois, they're actually a nationwide company, but they do training seminars. So I thought, I'll take a carpet cleaning training seminar. So I did that, and all right, this kind of looks neat. And so I went back, started puttering with stuff and fixing things and applying this, try it out at my house and try it out at my, everybody's a guinea pig, right, at the time. While we're still doing the electronics thing. And the first business I had that failed, I knew nothing about business.
Mm-hmm,
I was a really good concrete finisher, and but I knew nothing. And I was 25, 26.
Sure.
So I thought, this time I'm going to invest in some education. So I went down and it was $1,500, took a week-long class down there at this John Don. And it was strategies for success. And it talked very little about the cleaning, but a whole lot about the business.
Yeah, right.
Of retaining customers, of all that kind of stuff like that, and employees and different ideas and marketing and da-da-da. And it changed the way I looked at business. Rather than just work, make dollars, work, make dollars.
Yeah, right.
How do you make it easier? How do you sell your value? Am I more expensive than some people? Sure. Am I cheaper than some people? I'm sure I am. But my value is X, Y, or Z, and I'm going to be able to sell you that value. Mm-hmm. So it was really neat. So anyway, long story short then, it kind of started there, and I knocked on some doors, and it just started, ramping up, and got to the point where I don't have time to do the electronics restoration. And then I ended up hiring, I bought 2 trucks eventually and had 6 employees at one time. Well, 4 full-time guys and a couple part-time, but it was just mind-boggling. Just like I said, so it was kind of actually, honestly, by accident.
Yeah,
I'm like, well, I'll try it out.
Yeah,
all of a sudden, here you are.
Interesting, yeah. Do you want to? We gotta stop here for a second.
Yep.
For some reason, these things, but we can come back and do a quick "Would you rather."
We won't keep you long.
Yeah.
Oh, we're all right, guys. No problem at all. Like I said, I could babble all day long.
You're doing a good job.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, thinking about back to the neighborhood with your folks and me and Jason and James Rogers and
are you about their age?
James and I were in the same class. James is the reason I graduated high school.
Oh, really?
Yep. But yeah, we used to, the Sea Boys.
Oh, yeah.
It used to be so much fun down there.
Yeah.
You know, you look around down there, there's a lot of kids, kids. They're never out of their house.
Yeah.
We got kickballed over that field wall, this driveway now, but between your folks and C's, and James and Jason and I were always out in the creek doing something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But nowadays you don't see that.
There was a lot of fun little places, the creek and Railroad Bridge.
Too much electronics going on.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah, too much of that stuff going on.
So we were going to just do this. Maybe we can welcome back. Is that what you want to do?
Well, whatever's fine. We can start right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So just this, and then one other little thing for you, Ryan, and then we'll be done here. So here we do this with our local guests all the time. Would you rather's? And here it is. Would you rather never brush your teeth or never brush your hair again? Would you rather never brush your teeth or never brush your hair? If you want to answer it, or you can answer it. Hudson doesn't have to.
I do the hair thing anyway because I can't stand not brushing my teeth. But I don't ever keep much hair to brush. So I just very, very rare that I would brush my hair as it is. Unless Carrie's taking me somewhere fancy.
I should have probably had a woman guest maybe or something.
I don't need to brush my hair.
Yeah.
What's up with it?
You got something on your head.
Is it black?
Forehead.
It's probably from this.
Oh, a new sweatshirt.
From the new sweatshirt.
RVR service.
I've been finding them all over me.
That's what you get.
No, it's rubbing off.
Stuffy head.
No, brush my teeth easily. I would let myself brush my teeth because I don't have hair.
Yeah.
When I brush
and
my
you
scalp.
keep your hair short, and I try to keep mine short.
I could keep.
Did you only have one?
Yeah, I did, but I'm trying to think who would choose not brushing their teeth, and would I want to hang around with that person? Because I wouldn't want to be married to a person that didn't brush. I'd rather just have Becky not brush her hair, and I'd much rather have all you boys not brush your hair than your teeth. It's like seems like a simple one.
Yeah, I don't
but
know.
maybe there are people out there that don't care about that.
In this day and age, I don't know who, but
Not around here.
So Ryan was nice enough to bring us these shirts here. Well, these sweatshirts.
T-shirts.
And then he brought this T-shirt, which the boys are going to wear on our fun part. There's this.
Oh.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And now these were things that I looked in real quickly, Ryan, and I thought, this is kind of interesting. So these are like
a chip clip
or you can put them on like your. Does this have a magnet that you can hang stuff on your fridge or little
all your
thing
takeout
here?
menus and stuff that you don't.
And then this was something I thought, well, I'm just not sure. But then I started thinking about this. I need one of these all the time when I'm cooking. It's like I need one of these all the time.
I need it all the time.
I saw that somewhere, and I can't remember where, and so I made those. You're all right. So I made those up as
really doing well. There you go.
There it is.
See that? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I made those up, and I it's funny because I handed them out. For all of my bigger commercial accounts. I usually take gift baskets around Christmas time, and I had a bunch of I put them in there, and the big outfit I used to do work for, she calls and says, hey, more of them? We love these things.
Yeah.
So we had bought a whole stack of them because I used to always do like Badger and Packer
schedules,
which are great because they hang on there till it's over with. But the point of the point of the marketing is impressions.
Oh, yeah.
There's no reason for that ever to come off your mind.
Handy kitchen measurements.
Right. So that'll sit on there all the time. And you see, you don't necessarily look at the RVR, but you see it, right? It just keeps burning that impression in your mind.
That's true.
And so everybody cooks. I love to cook. And you're forever trying to break something down. Like, how many is in this?
Exactly. And nobody remembers the breakdown, like you said. Nobody.
No, we're always doing that. Look it up on the internet. How many ounces in a cup? We're always doing that. And this is just there. So here's the thing. So you gave us 2 of those. So one of those is going on our refrigerator. Yeah. And then you gave us a bunch of these. And if you don't mind, we're starting something new today.
Yeah. Okay.
And it is the original Father-Son Voiceover Podcast coupon
There you go.
And what you get, every guest gets it, and it's redeemable. And here's the backstory on this one. I won't bore you, but I was going to get treats from the Dollar General here in Mazo, but it's been closed for 3 days.
Yes, it has.
So it's like I keep going to check, and every time I pull in, about 4 other people pull in because they think it's open now. And so I do the same thing. Oh, there's cars there. So I go and I pull in. When is it going to be open?
I don't know.
Okay, we won't get off on that. But this is your coupon, and we do have our little store or guest
prize table.
It's right over there. See what's on there? You get to choose one. I do happen to see you with Mountain Dew once in a while, so I hope we bought the right kind.
We wanted to pick,
so I'll give you this. That's yours.
Thanks, boss.
And then
That's
I'm
awesome.
going to put, if you don't mind, and you can say no, but I was going to keep a couple of these, and then I was going to put these as prizes for people.
Oh,
yeah.
When we have other guests.
We got to keep that. We got to keep the thing for the kitchen, though. That's.
Oh, yeah.
I'll bring it when I'm throwing down to your guys' place.
One for the
I'm sure you boys all cook real well down there.
Yeah,
they're down here most of the time. So,
Thank God Mom and Dad ain't too far away.
Call us out there.
so thank you for being on. Don't forget, folks, to check the links. Because
RVRservices.com, correct?
Yeah, and we do this we do your interview and what's happening in Mazo on the Facebook.
RVR-services.
RVR-services. Right here, Demond.
Yep. And so we're going to leave in just a moment. Ryan gets to pick out something from our huge guest table. Don't pick out an RVR Services.
Just take another one of them.
That's rotten.
And we're going to get a picture of you so we can flash it on that if you don't mind.
Yeah, you bet.
So thank you
Thank you
very
so
much.
much.
Appreciate
It was a great
it.
time.
Yeah.
Love to chat.
Did you like that video? Check out more from the original Father-Son voiceover podcast right over here. Or subscribe to our channel right here.